It's Sunday. The little one is down for a nap after church, and the three of us are having to get our fall calves up and work them. And trying to explain to my 4-year-old that she asked, well, what does work them mean? And I told her, well, you know, we have to give them shots so they don't get sick. And all the boys, we're going to turn them into steers. And then she asked, how does that happen? And then it turned into a conversation of boy parts and what we do. And so just not prepared for this. I'm not prepared for this.
Can't like actually get in there, right?
No, they can't.
Because the doors are shut.
We haven't opened it. So we got all of them up. I went to go get the medicines. We got all the calves up. There's about 18 fall calves, and they will sell in a couple months.
One is Cinnamon, so we're not breeding her.
Right. One of the calves, his name is Cinnamon. She's one of our favorites.
She's a girl.
She is a girl. And I've been explaining to Angelina how we're going to castrate these calves today. We don't cut them.
We don't cut.
No.
Because I would be scared.
That would be scary. We use something called the California bander, which I'll show you. And so it's a method of castration, just like you would take your dogs to the vets to have their ears docked or their tails docked. It's the same method. It just cuts off circulation, and then it eventually just it's no longer living tissue, and it falls off. So in a couple weeks we'll drive through the fields and we will smell a very pleasant smell. It's a very rotten smell.
Why?
Well, I'll explain that later. But these guys will, I was telling Alana, we don't need a bunch of bulls. And so we have to turn them into steers, which is just a castrated male cow. And so these guys will then later go out Midwest and be fed out. Can you take this? Thank you. Now, hold on. Did you get your food? So I just got home from work, and Angelina and I are out here going to feed, and we worked our calves yesterday. They're doing great so far. They look good, and we'll feed them their grain. Everything went fantastically well working them. It ended up raining. It was a little stressful going out there because we knew we were up against the storm. We had some thunderstorms rolling in middle of the day, about 2 o'clock, and we started about 1. So it was a little stressful at first, and Matt and I had to have a come to Jesus moment in the beginning and say, you know, we're gonna get through this. He says a lot of times I'm kind of his voice of reason, his calm in the storm, because it's very easy if you've ever worked cattle or worked cattle with your spouse. It is very easy to just, I don't know what happens. You know, if you work cattle with anyone, there is this heightened sense of tension. It seems to happen. We're all a little bit on eggshell, but yet trying to be calm for the cows. what stays at the cattle barn, or what is said at the cattle barn stays at the cattle barn, that kind of thing. And we've really worked on that the last 13 years we've been together. We have come a long way, giving each other a little bit more grace. Matt is constantly teaching me things. Don't stand there, go here, close that gate. It's a lot of yelling orders, and I used to take it very, very personally. I was like, don't you talk to me like that. And still, I get after him some. I'm like, no. We're all out here the same goal. We got to get these cows through the chute. We've got Princess Tiara in Hawaii. You just never know what you're going to look like on your evening feed. Someone just asked me the other day, like, how has working cattle with your husband improved your marriage? I was like, well, for being honest, it brings out a lot about the other person, definitely our personalities, definitely. But like I said, I'm proud of us. We're constantly in a search of things not of this world, and that has really helped. So there is absolutely 10,000%, 100,000% we would not be able to farm if it weren't for our faith. I don't know how you're a farmer and you don't have faith, because how do you have hope, like real sustaining hope, and the God of creation when everything has gone so bad and you feel like your luck has run out and the world's against you, your crop is against you, the bank is against you, your family is left. I mean, I have no idea. There is no way. And I will never forget. I think you're supposed to give your spouse a gift when you get married on your wedding day. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but we did. And Matt got me my study Bible. And he wrote in it this heart-sobbing message. He is not a heart-sobbing guy, so I was impressed. And he wrote this message, and at the very end, it says in there, this verse out of, I think, Joshua or something, and it says, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." And every now and then I'll flip to the front of the Bible where it says that, and it sustains me. It reminds me that even in the moments, the heated moments out there, the day has been tough, you're hot, you're exhausted, you're wore out, the kids are hungry. Maybe you don't even have children and you're just like, what is happening? The days where it seems that everything is uphill. There's not a slide in sight. There's not an easy coast down. I'm reminded of our faith and that we have the ability and the chance and the dream because we hope in something bigger than ourselves. And that has proven to be the most beneficial, life-giving, sustaining foundation for our farm. And I cannot be more thankful. I see you. Trying to wear her out for bedtime. And I know a lot of people on social media, you post things about faith and you almost wonder if it's really real, if it's true, if it's like, some people look at it as something from our grandparents and what they believed, and some people look at it as, it's their whole life and they can't live without it. Some people look at it as if they just have no idea what it is. And I have been soberly reminded, especially since we had children. And Alana tells me all the time, Mommy, why are you in a hurry? And if I stop for a moment to really check myself, I'm like, gosh, why am I in a hurry? Pushing them through Walmart just so I can get back home to do more things, because my list is so long. And I feel like I only have just this short amount of time to do it. And then being a farmer's wife, I know you other farmer's wife know this. You're alone. I'm alone. You're alone a lot. I used to joke I felt like it'd be easier if he was overseas or something, because you are the support system. I am right there with him. I feed every night. I check all the cattle when he's not home, which is in the spring and the fall. We see him in January. You know, we have the family dinner nights in January. That took a long time to get used to, and I'm still trying to get used to that. And we've been together 13 years. It has gotten easier, though. There has been hope. But it has been grounded in my search for something. Good job. It has been grounded in my search for something other than myself. Because when I looked to Matt to solve my problems, or when I looked to Matt to solve my soul's desires, when I looked to Matt to solve the issues I'm having with the children, the broken fence I tried to mend today, but I physically was not strong enough to pull the fence stretcher by myself, whatever. He'll fail me because it's not his job. That's not his responsibility. He is my support system, yes. He is my best friend, absolutely. Second to Jesus. He is the father of my children, and the best thing that's ever happened to me, absolutely. But if I look to him to fix something in me, or to fill me in such a way that only Jesus can, I'll end up holding resentment towards him and anger, and not mean to, and that's unhealthy. So what I'm getting at is, there's this verse in John that I've really been sitting in a lot, and I think it's like John chapter 17 or something, where Jesus says, if you abide in me, abide means to sit, if you sit in me, and my words remain in you, then you'll ask whatever you want and you'll receive it. At first, when I heard that, I thought, well, I can get whatever I want from God, right? He knows the desires of my heart. He's like, no, Molly, it has nothing to do with you. It's all about my son. You're an intricate part of that, and I need you. And you're wonderful to me, but it's all about my son. And when I have shifted my focus so that when I look at Matt, I'm like, God, help me to look at him how you see him. Whoa. So the anger and the resentment from him not showing up, or him showing up late to a dinner, him trying to get crop in the ground before this thunderstorm, or before you shouldn't have crop in the ground, replanting. And I have judged him and so many others in the wrong way, just because I was looking at everything from my own interest and not through the lens of how God sees everything. He helps me. He helps us better parent our children. He helps us better steward our land. It's all His. We're all here for Him. And when I receive that and I live in that and I learn to abide in the Father, I learn to sit in His Word every day. I learn to hold His hand, let Him guide me, let Him slow me down, not be in such a hurry like Angelina reminds me. I'm able to actually enjoy. I'm actually able to help. I'm more present. That anxiousness, that anxiety, it leaves. It has to. Sure, yeah, I've dealt with all of that. What human hasn't? That's why the Bible says all the time, cast all your worries on Him, for He cares for you. And it's legit. He cares for you. So, soak it in. I'm going to. Until next time.